Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Please subscribe my channel. Whit Johnson's family secret uncovered through 23andMe becomes even more complicated amid company's bankruptcy. The collapse of a once prominent DNA testing company has stirred up a whirlwind of emotions, questions, and very personal dilemmas, especially for ABC News anchor Whit Johnson. The 42-year-old journalist recently took to the Good Morning America stage to share a stunning and deeply personal story tied to the news of 23andMe's bankruptcy. The announcement that 23andMe had filed for bankruptcy protection sent shockwaves through the millions of users who had entrusted the company with some of their most intimate information, their DNA. For many, it sparked immediate panic about privacy breaches and the potential misuse of genetic data. For Whit, however, it unearthed something far more personal, a family mystery that had already reshaped his identity and changed the trajectory of his family's history. A decade-old DNA test that changed everything. Whit Johnson's journey with 23andMe began back in 2014 when he took a DNA test out of casual curiosity. Like many others at the time, he was drawn in by the opportunity to learn more about his ancestry and health traits. What he never expected was that the results would lead him straight into a family revelation that no one saw coming. "I thought I was just going to learn that I'm part this, part that," Whit said during the emotional GMA segment over the weekend. "I had no idea it would fundamentally change how I see my family, and how my dad sees himself." Whit's DNA results connected him to a person he didn't recognize, someone who was listed as a close familial match. That person turned out to be his father's long-lost biological brother, a man none of them had ever heard of or met before. And then came the bombshell. Whit's father, Steve, had been adopted. A fact that had been buried or simply lost in the folds of time, unknown even to Steve himself. One test, one truth, and a new family tree. The discovery triggered a domino effect. After connecting with the newfound uncle, Whit and his father began to dig deeper into their roots. Their search revealed not just one biological sibling, but a handful of relatives spread across both their maternal and paternal lines. That discovery led to another brother and a possible sister on my grandmother's side, and two more brothers on my grandfather's side. Whit revealed, it was a lot to process. For Steve, the revelations were life-changing. At first, it was difficult to grasp the idea that his entire understanding of his origins was built on an incomplete narrative. But it also offered something beautiful, a chance to fill in the blanks and connect with blood relatives he never imagined meeting. "It was overwhelming but also incredible," Whit said on air. "To see my dad meet people he never knew existed. It's something I'll never forget." The dilemma: delete or keep the data. Fast forward to 2025, and 23andMe's financial troubles have brought the Johnsons' DNA journey full circle. The bankruptcy has raised alarms among former users about the fate of their genetic data. With mounting concerns over security, some users have rushed to delete their information from the company's servers. For Whit and his father, the situation prompted a serious conversation about whether or not to erase their digital DNA footprints. Whit ultimately made the decision to delete his data. "I got everything out of it that I could. I had no more questions," he said. And with all the uncertainty surrounding the company, it just felt like the right call. Steve, however, chose a different path. For him, the DNA test had opened doors he never even knew were there. Deleting the data would mean severing the link to those connections, and potentially closing off further discoveries down the line.